There was a lively river once, so beautiful, one could only dream of holding it deep within cupped bare hands. And while this would seem impossible, our descendants somehow managed to do this. Of soothing, gentle waters, inside the warmth of an acknowledgement. In translation, it simply means, I see you. There was a lively river once, and has it become too late to salvage the ways of a river preserving, running down, running out, of waters cold, of a flow in near silence, moving gentle now, and close to still.
Boogeyman tries to say I love you and a maggot crawls out his mouth. Today, he will pick the carcass from his teeth, will practice smiling and it will not be stale and decaying. We'll make a chapel of these catacombs, we'll make a shrine of his lips. Boogeyman might just use a pickup line. There must be something wrong with my eyes because I can't take them off you. Then Boogeyman will put his eyes back into their sockets. Be gentle. It's his first time. He is learning the fullness of a heart well loved. His chest drags him to the ground, finds himself in prayer. He is unaccustomed to this weight. His body has had no space for holy. But today, Boogeyman is in love, practices all his tender in front of the mirror, undresses from his monster, unties his intestines, and the butterflies come spilling out. They've been growing inside his belly. Faith wraps around his gut. Boogeyman has started believing in the future. He imagines his children and they are not ghosts. He's learning how to dream, has clawed himself out from the nightmares. Boogeyman is clean as an altar. I promise him there's nothing in your teeth. He tells me his love will no longer require sacrifice. Boogeyman smiles a sunrise that is a flower in bloom, a joy as wide as a sky with hands to hold you. He says, I love you, and springs a butterfly from his mouth. And all the old gods come to prayer beneath his tongue.
Sizwa bethi sidukile asizazi singobani silahla amasiko kepha siyathanda ukwagcina amasiko manje uligcina kanjani isiko ungazazi nesibongo sakho ngoba nabazali bethu abazazi ibongo zabo bayibiza ngezibongo zogogo bethu imvelaphi yethu sinokusiqhathana nembeza manje ngoba sesisaba ngisho ukungena emathandweni hleze uqomana nesihlobo sakho nje ngephuthu ungazi uzithakazela thina umuntu mawakho wadlwengula amadoda ayisithupha ngobumnyama ngoba kamazi uyise ngakho manje sibona sizenza belunga abamnyama nathi kasizenze sizama ukukhohlwa nje yimumva lethu le incwadi encane ngibhalelwa abantu abasha baseningizimu Afrika ifundeka kanje Sisizukulwane esisha esondliwa abazali noma sekumele kube yithini esibondlayo asizenze sifundile iziqu sinaza amathuba emisebenzi nje agolozile sasazi ibindlala ngezidakamizwa nocansi olungaphephile sizalwe ngesikhathi esimbi sendlala amathuba emisebenzi kawekho konke nenhlonipho yabantu abadala kwasiphelela ngesikhathi sicela umsebenzi kubaholi bona basinikeza ukufa nezisu uma besikhulelisa Imfundo isimahhala, imisebenzi esibiza imali. Kukwanaka ukuthi ukhokha ngemali noma ukhokha ngomzimba wakho, kodwa kuzomela ukhokhile, ayikho into yamahhala. Le inkulumo esiyithola kubaqashi njalo masilethe ama-CV. Sibhekane nesambane, badlwengula ngisho abafundisi emabandleni. Masibekela abazali bethu abakholwa bathemba iy'ncenga ngaphe kwethu, sizobalekela isimakade. Singamantombazanyana amancane, sifundile kasisebenzi. Sesisebenza khona nje ukusitshintshela abafana, iyona ndlela esichitha ngayo isizungu bakithi. Singabafanyana abancane, ijubane lethu lidlula lempunzi masibalekela isisu masiqeda ukukhulelisa. Ngoba nani niyaxaka nithi asondli, konje ungondla kanjani na usondliwe? Bakwethu impumelelo iyafana nokufa ngoba uyazi ukuthi izofika nini. Kwesinye isikhathi kuyenzeka kufika ukufa kuqala, impumelelo nje isatelebhele endleleni. Le ncwadi encane engiyibhalelwa abantu abasha baseNingizimu Afrika ifundeka kanje. Ngokakubhela chapter 1 verse 1.
Daughter Anine, sunflower of Bredasdorp. At least 9 times in one morning I have heard your name, flinched and shuddered at the details, the desecration of your temple violated by your brothers. Our deranged sons, one by one, witnessed and goaded each other. Frenzied minds, young yet hardened hands, they pushed, tore, shoved, cut, broke, choked, minute by minute, lost themselves, eventually abandoned you. As night fell, your family never knew they were losing you. Even the sky was numb that day. There was no rain, except your fading cries and tears running out of hope, of life, of time. Now, reporters, police, community leaders, and government repeat their statements of shock and devastation, phrases that puzzle and amplify the situation, not of a small town, but an entire nation, editing their pieces of the story, platforming their thoughts, their familiar declarations of intolerance and vigilance. Thousands more are stunned into shaking head silence. A sigh like a last breath stealing our words, hardening our backs as we feel the ricochet of a history of attacks dating back further than we can bear to remember. Their impact on a collective psyche so shattered that we think this story, thankfully, is not our own. Your suffering, the bones of this horrific truth, are best left alone. But you must know, beloved, brutalized one, that there are many more who will not forget your name. Its traumatic reverberation across our bodies. Sleepless, we listen for what lessons to unlearn, to teach. Try to extract from the brutal facts the useful questions. With 1 billion rising all over this troubled globe, in our intentional silence, our solidarity protest, through our dances of grief, collective defiance, we remember your being. In our prayers and meditations, through our speaking into this darkness, we mourn just as hard as we work to manifest a healing for all of us, a less bloodletting dawn.